Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to my December daily week-long album shares. We are on to 2019 December daily. I have previously shared this one on my channel. I just shared it last year, but I just wanted to keep in the progression of sharing from the first to the last this week. This particular year I did really well with. I actually got really close to finishing it either in December or very close after that, and then I finished it up very quickly as well. So this was a nice year. It came together really pleasantly, not easily, but it came together unlike some other years. I used a album I had in my stash. I actually think this was for some sort of a project, and it's from American Crafts. It does have the nice big 2-inch thick rings, so that was perfect. And I didn't do anything to the cover of this one because there was kind of like this. I just let this be. I definitely could have added something, but I just chose not to for this year. It's just a plain white inside cover, and I was fine with that. My opening page is simply just this Bring on the Merry with the year. A really thick piece of wood veneer, but I loved this, and I knew I was going to be really smart about what I added in for the bulk. So I knew I was adding this one, and I would figure out the rest of it accordingly. And I had planned to add little photos of my family here. However, I never got to that part, and looking at it like this, I'm actually okay with it just staying that way. I never did get to it. I might, you never know, I might come in and put in these little photos, but I never got to it. 2019, we had everyone in the family here. So this was the year Barrett was born in 2019. He was born in January, so he's 11 months older. Well, he's 10 months old through most of it. He doesn't turn 11 months in this particular month in this particular year until the day after Christmas. So yeah, fun baby times with him here. Nora would have been 3 and Jackson would have been 5. I think that's right. So let's have a little look. You can see, like I said, super easy intro page. And then we jumped right into December and telling the stories. Now this is different than previous years. I started to do this more, but do you see the huge difference from the beginning of when I started doing December dailies and now, where I used to have an intro, a few other things that had nothing to really do with a specific day, and then we'd finally get to the first day and the first story. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to create their own albums. But I have learned going through and making all of mine that I like it to be an opening page, and then let's get into December, let's get into the stories. It gives me more space and more room to play with other things within the month if I so choose that way. I started off this year by talking about decorating the tree, which was fun. I did some handwriting journaling. I stepped away from telling the letters like I did in the year previous. I decided not to do that for this particular year. And I just printed some small photos that I stacked on top of each other and put on top of a Project Life card. I am still playing with the idea of having some things in the pockets versus out of the pockets. And then I just did the shaker pocket here to kind of break up the fact that there's the Christmas tree on the front. You can still see it, but it does help kind of break it up. And then within this particular, I don't know how that fell off. Within this particular sequins mix, I also have a few acrylics in there as well. And then some nice ribbon at the top that I continued here, so you could tell that they were kind of meant to be together. It's a kind of a 2-page spread, so I carried that trim over into this photo, which is of my little bear there. And we had 2 songs we sang a lot this particular season that we just kind of, as a family, just randomly sang. One of them was, instead of singing "Oh Christmas Tree," we would sing "Oh Barrett Tree," and then it would be followed by "Why Are You Crying?" or "Why Are You Whining?" Within the singing edition of that, I will spare you my singing voice, but yeah, so I definitely had to get that documented because it was It happened all season long. And then I just used this super cute photo of him with an ornament and him by the tree. He was interested in the tree. He loved these little ornaments, so I just thought it was fitting. I definitely try to get one of each of the kids in a 6x8 photo somewhere within the album. That's a big thing for me. I want that. So Barrett got to kick it off this year with that. The second is talking about our elf. And I did want to mention here, if you remembered the year past, or the 2017 maybe, I had done the same thing where my day 2 fell on the left hand side, but I had an additional place that I didn't have it connected to the page protector that was of day 2. And so when you flipped it over, this part would still be over on the right side, and you'd have to flip that over and then look at day 2. Well, I got a little smart for this particular year, and I fused 2 page protectors together. So when you flip it over, even if you don't accidentally grab it, it's gonna fall with it. And so that way they're together. I was really happy about that. And like I said, this is just talking about our elf Max coming back to visit. So that is how he arrived, with a little note. And I just decorated a Project Life card there. Opened it up with a colored photo so you could see. And then our journaling about their advent calendars. It was just Nora and Jackson that got them this year. Obviously, Barrett still being a baby, I'm not going to feed the baby chocolate. And then for the 2, it's very subtle. I love this look, but I highlighted it in a gold pen so that you can see it in the right light. And I think it's easier to see in person than it is on camera, but it is there with the photo of Max and our little Rudolph thing that Barrett played with a ton, and then a couple little friends just all looking at the tree, which I thought was really cute. So that was a fun way to be able to document Max and still get in that 6x8 to cover the back of that photo of Barrett. Really happy with my day 2 there. Day 3 is going to be talking about my mugs and the Starbucks cup I got that year. So here's just a little tag with the journaling. Very easy journaling. I didn't need much to talk about it, but just got the point across, and then just shared a few of the mugs. I'm starting to collect mugs, and my goal is to have a mug for every day of the 25 days. So I'll have 25 mugs and have a different one every day. And there's the Starbucks drink cup that I had for that year. I mention this every time I talk about that. I don't drink Starbucks any other time of the year except for Christmas time. Every once in a while, I'll get a pumpkin spice latte in the fall, but for the most part, I just grab it so I can have a treat. I find them very sweet, so I'm not a huge fan of Starbucks, but I do like to get one in. And I just simply folded over a doily here. I left glued in a bag to it as well. That's what that is. And it made it strong enough, and then I backed it. I think I have a piece of cardstock in there too, and then punched the holes so it's not gonna go anywhere easily. It won't rip easily in the album. Day 4, I decided to use a transparency. I love this. This is from Allie Edwards, and I just simply used a few places to embellish. So we've got the day here with the 4, with the sticker, and then some stars, a little sticker there as well, and a bit of gold foiled, I think this is supposed to be a wreath that I just cut up and placed in the 2 spots there. So really love that. Oh, and there's another sticker down at the bottom. So it covers up a little bit, and you can see through it, but it's playful, and I really love the way that that turned out. And then I just left it blank on the back. It's just white, and that didn't bother me seeing the white, so I felt like it was okay to just let it be. And the 4th talks about Nora, and I just titled it #Elfie. She has these adorable pajamas. They're of unicorn, and she just loved them. So she was sitting in front of the Christmas tree, and I just got some fun photos of her in front of there. I loved that one. That's like my favorite shot. And then also a Barrett. Excuse me. And then also I have Barrett there with that reindeer that I talked about. He loved all of the animals and stuffies and things that sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He was obsessed with that. And then there's the bigger photo of her smiling, being all cute. And I just highlighted the fact that it was the 4th again, so you could tell they were all within the same area. I do have this fun tag that pulls out, and then I just wanted something pretty, so I used this little ornament that came in a card, and then you flip it over and then there's the journaling for that day. So I really loved how that worked. And then I just simply, to keep it consistent, you'll flip over for day 5, which is talking about my happy mail that I received, and again a tag with the number 5. You get the 5, so you get that it's coordinating, and then again with the journaling. And then for this one, I put this fun little puffy sticker wreath that I just thought was cute. Decorated it just a little bit, besides just having my handwriting there. Okay, so that is the 4th and the 5th. I loved that. And not every day has to be super elaborate. You can have days where it's just a photo and a tag with journaling. I love it. I highlighted it, used some stickers that I glued down so that I knew they weren't going anywhere. And it worked. It was perfect way to document a day that really nothing else was happening. So I do love simple days sometimes. I did day 6 in this little kind of flip book because it was not really Christmas themed, and the photos, my little guy is wearing camouflage. So what I did is I just created this fun little opening and put Bah Humbug. I do believe this was for something, like I created it for a project or a challenge or something. But I went ahead and just did Bah Humbug, did the date, and added this little wood veneer so you knew that it was going to flip up. And then you flip it open, and then there's the 2 photos of my little guy, and again the Bah Humbug, so you get that it's connected. You open this up, and then there's the 6th as well, so you get that part. This tag of the bear there, we call Barrett we call him Bear Bear or Baby Bear when he was a baby. We don't really do that anymore. It's just Bear Bear now, but bears are connected with Barrett. And then you flip it over, and the journaling, just talking about how we were a little concerned that he might be a little bit lactose intolerant or have something because he was having milk and it just wasn't digesting correctly with him. So we just wanted to get him checked out. He's fine. He has stopped drinking milk, but I think that's just him being him versus having any sort of allergy. So wanted to get that in because that was a big deal. We were concerned. So that's in for the 6th. And then just to kind of wrap it up, so there's something exciting, a little Christmas themed within the little day and everything. We ended up documenting the movies that we liked for this particular year. And I love to get our favorites because they change, right? Especially as the kids get older, those all change. So I love to have that. And I just have this little opening here. It's just a little stick with a felt tree of just a few of the movies that we watched. Just this cute little kind of thing I created. So I love that. And then it just slips in there in between the 2 cute little critters. So super easy, not a whole lot to it, but definitely helps tell the story. Yet when you look at it this way, it's still festive, which is what I love. I love to keep my albums festive. Day 7 then gets into Santa and visiting Santa for this year. The photo, no one's crying. I take that as a plus. Barrett is not happy, but he's not crying. He just looks extremely concerned. Jackson was good. Nora's just kind of like, she loves seeing him, but she wasn't really into taking a photo. She just wanted to talk to him. It was really cute. So that is the photo for the Santa photo for that year. And I love this Santa that we have at our kind of one of our local malls. He's just amazing. So love having that. Flip it over, the journaling. It was a pocket because I used to have a letter in there for him, but it was so thick it just didn't fit correctly. So I just took that letter out, and it wasn't of anything, like it was okay to not have it. So instead it's just the spot to have the journaling for the day and the few things that the kids asked for, which was really cute. So love having the journaling and remembering all of that stuff there. The 8th is this fun little shaker pocket. I took a page protector and sliced it, and I just filled in some sequins, used my fuse tool, and then decorated it for the 8th here, and then made this little flip book with frames. So you've got that one photo there, and then there it is again with Sean. My journaling, there wasn't a lot to tell about this day. It was just talking about how the same mall that the Santa photos were in. There were lots of really cool display areas to take photos, and they just did a really good job that year of having lots of fun areas to take photos. Flips over, there's another one. There was this truck lit up in Christmas lights. It was the neatest thing, and the kids loved it. And then just a little bit more decoration with the 8 again, so you understand that they're together. Didn't have to add 8 again. I just liked it. It filled in a space here, and I got this little tag with the car on there too, which was awesome. I have a hard time with this type of truck with the tree in it. I really struggle with getting that embellishment on in my album, so it's always nice to get it in a small way when possible. The 9th then is just talking about like the way I set up for Christmas that particular year. We're no longer in this house, so it's nice to see that, because yeah, I don't decorate Christmas like this anymore. We don't have that same space and setup. And then just titled it Warm and Cozy with the 9 there. There is a tag. It has no journaling in it. I never got to that part, which is fine. Eventually, hopefully, I'll go back and get to it. But I love this photo, seeing it. There's our stockings. It was lovely having a fireplace. We no longer have a fireplace, so I really love the way that one turned out. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a blanket up here. My albums used to fit up there, which was really neat. It was a great spot to have all of my albums up high and safe and away from everything. So that was neat. Day 10 goes into the second song that we used to sing. This song was on an Amazon commercial, and we loved it. I don't know, but it just stuck. And so within our family, someone would sing Everybody. Someone else would then chime in with Need Somebody. And the first person or even someone else would then finish it off with To Love. And it was just really cute, something we did during the holiday season as a family. And it's fun to remember little things like that. We haven't done it since. Like we didn't do it last year. And yeah, it was really fun though. I loved it. You can see the 10 there. So when I get the chance, that will pull out and I'll actually tell the story of us singing it. And I'm going to try and find a QR code that links to the commercial as well, just so we can reference back to that in future years. I really love the way day 11 turned out as well, or story 11, however you want to look at it. My mom came up and the kids created these fun little gingerbread felt things, and they're so thin that they fit perfectly in my December daily. They didn't add much bulk to it. Actually, me adding the word gingerbread in thickers without peeling them added more bulk than these cute little things themselves. So I love having this, instead of taking a photo, including it, actually having the physical artwork in. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I also have the photos of us documenting creating the gingerbread. So Jackson and I did a fun little gingerbread train, and then Nora and Sean made a Peppa Pig gingerbread house, which was really cute and different for that particular year. Love how that one turned out. And then for the 12th and the 13th, I had to flip them. So the 12th is down here with our ornaments of the year. We've got just another one of our family with our names, because Barrett was our new addition for that year. Barrett's first ornament, which is little Pooh Bear there in a wagon. Nora has a unicorn, and Jackson has I think this is supposed to be over here a little more. Yeah, Jackson has a fun little dragon from, is that Mulan that came from? But it was for the dragons, because he was big into dragons for that particular year. And so I just titled this New Additions. You get the point that they're ornaments. And then the 13th, like I said, is up here because I wanted it to be a flip. It was not a nice day at all. So I just had this fun little card. I liked it. And then I just wrote, nope. Tissue paper on the back, which I really love. And then this flips open, and you can still see the tissue paper. This so not fun, my journaling about what happened, and then the photo. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hole in my tire, like a big hole. And I had taken the kids, my son had a dentist appointment, and I don't know what happened, but as I was parking, yeah, I don't know if I hit something wrong, or I don't know, but there's a big old hole in my tire. And The dentist that we go to is actually at my work, and I don't work in the same city that we live in, and there's a bridge that I have to take to get there. So yeah, it wasn't fun. Thankfully, one of my coworkers' husbands came and helped me change the tire because it was tricky. I couldn't get anything to work. I couldn't change it myself for some reason. And I had babies with me, and it was a disaster. So he changed the tire for me. I just carefully drove it across and got to the Cal Tire that we go to. They were lovely there. They helped out. They were amazing. But yeah, it wasn't a fun adventure. I think Sean came home early to help me pick up the kids so I could sit and wait while they fixed my tire. And it was not the day that we expected it to be. So nope. Just nope. Love that. And then for the 14th, we have a big photo of Jackson. So I think I mentioned how I like to have one of each of them. So here's Jackson's at another one of the fun displays at the same mall that we were at. They just did such an amazing job that year of all these really fun different Christmas display areas completely set up so you could take photos. It's just amazing. So this is another very simple one. There's no journaling. It's just simply shopping day with the photo of Jackson, and totally fine with that. I love it. It's perfect. Some days don't need anything more than just that. We flip it over, and on the 15th, I documented this cute photo. I love this little coffee cup with this fox. So as bears relate to Barrett, foxes relate to Jackson in the same way with our family. And I used a filter. I do believe this filter is, I found it on the same app that I find the painted brushstroke one that you'll see in a little bit. I use that one every year, and it's from Photolab. I'm pretty sure this is the same app that I used it from to add in those hearts, and then just decorated a little bit. Again, didn't need much. You get the point that I love coffee, right? That's all we needed for that one, and I let it be. So happy with that. The 16th was a fun one. I did some gold, really tiny little star sequins on top of some red paint stripes that I just did to talk about our elf Max, and the antics he got into. So I wanted to keep it kind of simple. He didn't do a whole lot that particular year, a few things, but for most of it, he just kind of found different places to hang out. Jackson really loved it when he was in his gingerbread train. He thought that was awesome. Hanging out with his Iron Man and Captain America. You can see he thought that was pretty cool. They were all reading a book one day, and then Max is on one of the dinosaurs, and all the other dinosaurs are chasing him. So pretty fun. They liked that. And then I just have this little come on, let's play. It was part of a Project Life card that I think this little guy was on. So I fussy cut that out, left that. And then the back of it is just a blank thing to have. And that just documents our elf for that year. You don't always need journaling, but you kind of get especially as the kids look back, they'll get that it's Max and what's happening. I don't necessarily have to tell that story every year. Photos can do that justice just fine. For the 17th, I went into talking about the wrapping paper we used. And this is kind of the first year I decided I really wanted to have a specific wrapping paper for each child. And so I started it with Disney themed. Barrett got Toy Story, Nora got Minnie Mouse, and Jackson got the Marvel characters. Love how that turned out. And they really liked it because they knew exactly which presents were theirs. There was no trying to figure it out. They just knew. And it worked so well that I've just continued it because it was so convenient to do it in that particular way. All right, sorry about that interruption there. So yes, that was day 17 was talking about wrapping paper. The 18th is, I love this one as well. I have this little tag that I had a bow from something, and I glued that on there and then put the 18th on it and put daycare Santa visit because that's what's happening. But I just thought it was fun and different. I'd never done anything kind of like that. I liked the little difference there. I thought it was cute. I did really make sure these are glued down well to at least the top layer that it was on. So that's good. And then it says from Santa. The photo of Barrett with Santa. Yeah, you can see how he feels about that. He's just looking at that Santa like, how I don't know about you. I love that photo so much. And then on the back of it, I put the little cards that we got from their daycare that year, and they were elves. So I thought that was so cute. Barrett as an elf there. And then Nora was a little bit more comfortable with Santa. She's so cute and little there. And then there's her as an elf. I just added a little bow on top because she's a girl elf. So I really loved this little area. I thought it was really cute. And then to play off the green that was happening, I used this, which is actually from Heidi's Swap, I believe. And I think it's meant to be a, like you're supposed to do mixed media on top of it and then use it as an element on your layout or project or whatever. I have been using it as a stencil for a really long time, and I just liked the colors I was seeing. So I went with it, just put the 19th on there, added a star, a few little things, nothing too crazy. But like I said, it keeps the green. And then as you flip that over, it tells the story of day 19. And you can tell that it's coordinating because you got the 19th there with the 19th all the way back there. This is my multiple page spread about my son's Christmas performance at his school. They did the Grinch, and so this cute little artwork Jackson did with his hand of the Grinch. I thought that was super cute. I loved that. And then a photo of the ticket. The photos of Jackson. So in his cute little kindergarten class that he's no longer at this school. So it's neat to see those little faces because probably never see them again. And then I loved zooming in. And if you're wondering, he has headphones on because Jackson has autism, if you've never watched anything else about me before. And so the sensory things, right? Like it's very loud in this auditorium. He was at quite a large school when he was in kindergarten. And so it just helped him feel more secure and comfortable to be able to stand up there with his classmates and do a few of the moves and songs and stuff. And that just helped him be able to be more comfortable. And I don't know if you can see it in any other photos, but there were quite a few children actually that had those cute little headphones, and they made them red and they tried really hard to match the headphones with the color that the kids were wearing so that they didn't feel out of place. It was really sweet. So got that. And then I left in the performance thing here with all the songs and stuff that happened and where they went, like so kindergarten, that was when they came in and the songs they sang, that sort of thing there. And then finished off that day with this little bit of, it's a photo I took of the actual artwork Jackson did of us. So there's Sean and myself and Barrett and I think Nora and Jackson. I think maybe that's Jackson, that's Nora because of the dress. I can't exactly remember, but it's our family. And I just thought it was super cute. A sampling of his handwriting in kindergarten. It's already gotten so much better. So I love to see these little bits and pieces in my album. This is what makes the album, right? Is those handmade special touches of your kids or your family members or whatever you document in your December dailies. I did the 20th on this really fun cut file and turn it sideways, which I never do ever. So that was fun because it's different for me. And it's documenting the kids. This is their last day of school before winter break, and it was Santa hat day. So Jackson actually has the hat and the Santa glasses, and Nora wanted to wear them too. So I just love it. It's so cute. Definitely a great way to document it. I put Jackson's in this cute little frame, which adds more bulk to this, so it's not gonna it feels sturdy. I'm always worried about stuff like this not being sturdy enough, but this feels very sturdy. So loved how that happened. The 20s just kind of tucked in there. Flip it over for the 21st, and I don't really know what happened, but I somehow got everything tilted. That's okay. We're just gonna go with it. It's just talking about it was my last day of work for the holiday season. And it was our ugly sweater day. I don't actually have an ugly sweater, so went ahead and wore my Christmas leggings and the same glasses that the kids wore in the photo before. There's the 21, and it's just on the back of that cut file. So it works really well. And then in order to cover up the photo of Nora in the back there, I used that doily. Really happy with the way that turned out. I think it's cute and definitely worked for what I needed it to be. This is probably my least favorite spread, just the way it turned out, but it's totally fine. You're not gonna love every little thing you do in projects like this. The 22nd, I did some fun stitching with some sequins, and I love the way this little burst turned out. So cute. The 22 right in the middle, and then it just flips over and just talks about this fun little photo and how I was watching Food Network and some cooking shows. So watching Food Network, I've got my cozy little socks on there. There's my leggings again, a mug with some tea in it. I just love this shot. It's, again, just one of those perfect Christmas shots that I don't actually have this set up to be able to do this anymore, so I don't get these perfect shots anymore, which makes me a little sad, but I'll eventually figure it out in the home we're in now. But just love this photo, and then did a little bit of decorating. Again, call it good. Day 22 didn't need much. This photo speaks volumes. I'm good with that. The 23rd is about the cookies that the kids made, and I used the Stop Cookie Time. It's something I saw from Law of Craft, and she did this on an older December daily that I was watching of hers. I was watching all of her flip throughs one day, and when I saw that, I was like, this is perfect. And so I just went ahead and did that. Really happy with the way that turned out. I do believe this is a 5x5 photo there. And then it says Merry Christmas, and the end of this album is just photos. I decided to wrap up with, I stopped journaling and just focused on photos. So Christmas Eve, I don't think we went anywhere that particular year, or just before we left. So the kids, and with that painted effect that I like to use, it actually worked for this one. Normally I would suggest not doing it because with faces, it makes them look weird, to be honest with you. But it worked okay in this instance, so I let it be a perfect way to just kind of document Christmas Eve for that. Then the full 6x8 with that same painted effect that I use every year, and just says Merry 25 there. You can see all the presents. Love it. And then a big photo of Barrett. It's just a spare photo I had of him, and he was so cute. I just had to use it. The photo of us, so I like to do this every year as well, where it's a photo of me with each one of my family members, so that works perfectly. It makes the perfect 4 that way. Otherwise I have to have a 5th photo somewhere if I just did one of each of us. So having me in with all of them, I just like it. I feel like it works the best. Wrapping it up with this fun little photo we took. I love this photo. We didn't do a lot of we had a hard time taking photos at Christmas, not necessarily Christmas Day, but like Christmas Eve, and so we just went with that. And then there is a photo of the aftermath of Christmas, which is my favorite photo of the year. The aftermath, it is the best. So that is how I finish it off. I love this December daily, definitely one of my favorites. I like all the interactive pieces. I like how there's a lot of things in page protectors. And I like that it's not really that thick. That makes me happy. I never want to get to 2 albums for a December daily. I want to keep them in one, and I managed to do that perfectly with 2019. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow, and we're going to wrap up with 2020, which I have not shared yet. So that will be fun to share that with you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye.